And good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Fxpassion broadcasting you live on TradingView. If you would be so kind and type in the chat that you can see my screen and hear my voice. And welcome everybody. This is Forex trading for beginners. Okay, this is Forex trading course 101. And if this is your first time with us, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to build three pillars of a beginner trader. Number one is the strategy and or the system. Number two is risk management. We're trying to learn and understand how risk management works. And number three, the big one, is the psychology part. We're trying to learn how psychology affects our risk management decisions and our strategy or system decisions. And we are trying to do this with all of these, with these modules here: basic module, market structure, highs and lows, beginner module, and where are we? We are in the beginner module still, intermediate, multiple time frames, Fibonacci. So we are closely to the end of the beginner module. We are not in the intermediate yet. So if this is your first time, everybody, please go back to the streaming page and watch the lesson number 1, what is market structure. That being said, remember 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide. The webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only. For questions or homeworks, TradingView house rules apply. You can contact me in private chat or you can send me an email. You have a contact below the streaming. And never forget, having 2 skills is better than 1, and having 3 skills is better than 2, especially in times of uncertainty. That being said, let's jump into today's lesson. Lesson 30, how to sell bearish candlestick formations in a downtrend. So if you have a currency pair, everybody, please type in the chat the currency pair and the time frame that is in a downtrend, so we can check the candlestick formations. And remember, the lesson 29, we were buying bullish candlestick formations. Today we're going to sell candlestick formations in a downtrend. So downtrend, which one is in a downtrend, right? ADCAD maybe? Let's check ADCAD. Compress the chart, ADCAD, not that much. ADCHF, not that much. ADJPY, AUDNZD maybe. AUDNZD, downtrend. 1 hour chart, not that much. AUDUSD, downtrend, 1 hour, not that much too. We need a bigger downtrend, Canada CHF, bigger, longer downtrend, not that much. Okay, Canada CHF would go, and compared to Canada JPY, let me see Canada JPY too, right? Canada JPY. Before, now we're in uptrend again, right? Canada JPY. Oh, Euro GBP. Sure, Euro GBP. You know, long term, right? We were in a long term downtrend. This would be a great example. Long term downtrend on Euro GBP before the uptrend, right? Long term downtrend. Just give me a second. What would be the example? Okay, everybody. So one more time, we are going to, so let's open Euro GBP 1 hour chart. Euro GBP 1 hour chart, and we're going to talk about how to sell bearish candlestick formations in a downtrend, right? And we're going to talk about, we have here a beautiful downtrend. Beautiful downtrend starting from in here. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is going to be trading views. I'm going to do something like this, everybody. So I'm going to let let's do it. Have screen of trading view. Have a screen, right? And the two pictures, remember, from lesson 29, right? We're talking about the candlestick formation already like this, right? Maybe we can increase the chart. And one more time, let me see. Okay. Increasing, 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 and moving in, right? Okay. Do we agree, everybody, that the market was in an uptrend, making high highs, high lows back in time? And do we agree that the market broke this uptrend line in here? Do we agree on this? You can say yes, you can say no, you can say I don't know. Remember, don't be shy, everybody. There is no right or wrong. Okay. USD CAD, yeah, we are a few hours from the FOMC meeting. Alarm on USD CAD later. Okay, do we agree, everybody, that the market was in an uptrend and the market broke the uptrend line, right? And from the higher time frames, we know that Euro GBP was still in a downfall. Agreed? Now, we're going to talk about bearish candlestick formations today. And we are going to do a simulation how we are going to sell. So our job is to sell bearish candlestick formations and not buy bullish candlestick formations. And we're going to use different stop loss levels. Okay, what is going to be the stop loss level on the bearish candlestick formation is going to be the candlestick formation, or is going to be the trend line, right? Multiple time frame trading, so the trend line from the daily chart, right? The trend line back in time from the daily chart was here, right? Let's delete this, and delete this. Just give me a second. So it would be something like this. This was the downtrend line, right? And the future that we didn't see. Okay, so this would be the example, right? From the daily chart, we have this downtrend line, and the market still making lower lows or highs, right? And in here, where is my arrow? This would be example now on the 1 hour chart, where the market would break. So this was the retracement, right? On the 1 hour chart, and the market would break this counter trend line, and we are still shorting the market. Agreed? You can say yes, sir, I agree. You can say no, I don't agree. There is no right or wrong. Makes sense, everybody, what we're trying to do? On the one, and yes, I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. So on the 1 hour time frame, we are looking to short the market. Why is that? Because we are still in a downtrend on the daily time frame, right? The downtrend, yes, we're still making lower lows or highs. Yes, sir. Okay, great. Okay, very good. Now I need to exit because we want to have here the bearish candlestick formations, right? And rules, right? Let's write some rules. Okay, rules. Rules. Number one, let's try to sell bearish candlestick formations with CTB stands for a counter trend line break. Okay, this is something that we didn't do with the bullish. Let's try to sell bearish candlestick formation with a counter trend line break. Number two, stop loss options, or the candlestick formation or the trend line. Okay. So what we are looking for today is the same for bullish candlestick formations in an afternoon. What we're looking today, we are looking to enter with the counter trendline break. So we are not going to short the market just because something is falling. Make sense? We're going to wait for the market to retrace and then short the bearish candlestick formation. Okay. Now let's see. We're going to increase the size of the candles, something like this. Okay, and moving forward, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2 here, right? So let's have a look in here, everybody. So do we have question number 1? Do we have a counter trendline break? And question number 2, with the counter trendline break, do we have a bearish candlestick formation? And don't bother with the names, right? Don't bother about hanging man, shooting star, tweezer tops, bearish engulfing, evening star. Make sense? So let's make a poll, everybody. Who in here thinks that this is a counter trendline break? And maybe I can increase the size of the, and let's make it red, right? Red color, counter trendline break. And this is the picture. Who in here thinks that number 1, we have a counter trendline break on Euro GBP 1-hour chart? And question number 2, who in here thinks that this is a bearish candlestick formation? Because as the saying goes, we are going to short, we are going to sell bearish candlestick formations only, right? And we are not going to buy the bullish candlestick formations. Okay? Yes, counter trendline break. Okay, great. So stop loss, where is the stop loss going to go? And we are going to make, because what's different? The risk reward ratio is going to be different. Okay, risk reward ratio. Makes sense, everybody? So let's say that we have 2 traders, and trader number 1, and we're going to measure this. Trader number 1 is going to put the stop loss above in here. Just an example. And trader number 2 is going to put the stop loss above the long-term downtrend line. Makes sense? Above the downtrend line long term. So if this would be an entry, right, and we would enter at the open of this bearish, so this would be the risk of the trader. Whoops, this would be the risk of the trader number 1. Give me a second. And this would be the risk of trader number 2. And there is no right or wrong. It depends on the strategy, depends on the system. But remember, we're going after 1. So if we're going to risk $1, €1, 1 Bitcoin, we want to make $2, €2, 2 Bitcoins, right? So let's see what is going to happen next. Let's zoom in the chart. Let's increase the candles and let's see, right? So number 1, yes, this is a counter trendline break. And number 2, yes, this is a bearish candlestick formation. Which one? Not to bother with the names, but it would be the bearish engulfing candle. Okay, and those lights are not mine, everybody. Copyright, this is from Google. Just type in the Google candlestick pattern and you're going to find various pictures. Okay, this is not mine, this is from Google. So, and this would be the bearish engulfing candle. Not to bother with the names, right? Now let's see how this is going to play out. Next candle sideways, next candle down, bearish. So the trader number 1, it's clone, right? This is what scalpers do, everybody. So this would be not on the not on the 1-hour chart, but this would be what a scalper would do on the 5-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart. Make sense? So trader number 1, it's in profit now. I need to clone also the stop loss of the trader number 2, right? And put it down very slowly. Today our internet is slow. So we're going to put something like this, right? And So we have one winner, right? So let's put the text in here. So trader number one is one. So winners and losers, right? Winners equals to 1 / losers equals to 0 right now. Hello, Lucas. How are you? Okay. Now the trader number 2 is still in a trade, right? He's still winning, right? But he didn't. The market didn't hit his take profit level. Make sense? So, and remember what we're doing differently today in comparison with the lesson 29, how to buy bullish candlestick formations in an uptrend. Today we are entering with a counter trendline break, and we have an option not to put always the stop loss above or below the candlestick formations, but we can put the stop loss below or above the trend line. Okay, so trader number 1, it's a winner. Now let's move forward. The market's falling. And remember, we are not just shorting the market because something is falling, right? This is for beginner traders. This is the new skill. Don't enter just because you are seeing something moving up or moving down. And 1, 2, 3, bullish, bullish, going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. Very slowly. I don't want to show you the future. So same question back again. Number 1, is this a counter? Do we have a counter trendline break? Everybody? And question number 2, is this a bearish candlestick formation? Manerik, how are you? I hope. I'm great, Lucas. Thank you very much. I just don't have a lot of time, you know. Looks like we are going to have classes on Wednesday and Thursday. You know, I'm sorry I don't have that much time as before. You know. Okay, but still, it's still okay. We are moving with the. Don't worry. You know, we are going to finish the course this year. Okay. No, I'm not going to leave everybody. Don't worry. You know, I have some projects. You know, I have vacations, but we're going to finish this year. Okay. It just depends on how many classes, how many lessons can we address inside 1 week. So we have class today and we have class tomorrow. And if you cannot make it, everybody, we have the recordings, you know. Just go on my profile and you click the streamings, okay? So back to the lesson, everybody. Number 1, is this a counter trendline break? And number 2, is this a bearish candlestick formation? Not bothering with the names, you know, if it's a bullish, bearish, engulfing, you know, shooting star, okay? But from the lesson 29, this is what we are doing different today. If you're going to watch lesson 29, everybody, how to buy bullish candlestick formations in an uptrend, we didn't use the counter trend lines and we didn't have the option. It was just plain scalping. Okay? So yes, this is a counter trend line break, closed body candle on the other side. And this is a bearish candlestick formation, right? So now here is the kicker. The trader number 1, he won one, right? Now the trader number 2, can trader number 2 enter one more time? So trader number 1, you know, he was in and out, right? And he has the second chance. He has the second option. So next opportunity for the trader number 1 and clone, right? Clone. Trader number 1 goes 1 for 1, right? It's a scalping style. Not on the 1 hour chart, everybody. Scalp per scalp on the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, all right? We are showing you the 1 hour chart because it's slow, okay? And Lucas says, yes, you know, the trader number 2 can re-enter, right? So, and again, one more time, what's the difference? Trader number 2 is going to put here or her stop loss above the downtrend line. Above the downtrend line, right? So for the beginner trader, this is a technique right now. Trader number one who entered at the same spot, I'm sorry, trader number two, the big one who entered at the same spot as the trader number one, you know, because he has a different stop loss, he's going to move the stop loss according with the trend line. Make sense? So his stop loss, the initial stop loss of the trader number two, it's moving together with the trend line. Okay, beginner traders, you have two options. You can move the stop loss, you can leave the stop loss above or below the candlestick formations that you are trading, or you can move and manage the stop loss of your positions together with the trend lines. Long-term trend lines, not the short ones, the long ones. Make sense? And Lucas is saying, I think it's engulfing bearish. Yes, it is. Okay, so trader number two, let's change colors, right? So trader number two is going to be this one. And one more time, let's click. Trader number two, different color this time, right? And so both of traders are going to enter one more time. They're going to enter at exactly the same place, but trader number two is going to have the stop loss in a different place, which is the downtrend line, right? So same entry, different stop loss. So this would be the second position for the trader number two. And hello. Yes, the internet is slow today. Okay. Two traders shorting Euro GBP, shorting bearish candlestick formations on Euro GBP 1 hour time frame with a different stop loss level. Okay. Now let's see how this is going to play out. All right, step by step. So let's move on. Going against us, retesting, almost hit the stop, but it didn't. Almost hit the stop. Moving down, right? Moving down, moving forward, very slowly moving down, moving, oops, moving up, sideways, right? Moving down, further down, right? Further down, whoops, sideways again. You know how the market's playing around with our emotions. We're talking about the trading, it's an emotional game, for the lack of a better word. You know, we need to be emotionally skilled, and bam, right? Shorting, selling bearish candlestick formations in a downtrend with the counter trend line break, right? So what happened right now? Trader number two has two winners, zero losers, right? What about the trader number two? Trader number two equals to what? Is trader number two, everybody, happy or sad? Is trader number two happy or sad, everybody? What do you think? Is trader, so same entry, different stop loss, same risk, both of traders, both of them risk 0.5%, 1%. Beginner traders, listen to me, it's not true that the bigger the stop loss, the higher the risk. Not true, you need to educate yourself, everybody. You can risk 1%, risking 50 pips, and you can risk 1%, risking 500 pips. Okay, it's not true. If your guru told you, oh, the bigger the stop loss, the bigger the risk, tell him, not true, my friend. You know, come to class, come to Papa, come to class. Let's educate ourselves about this, right? Happy, right? Of course, of course he's happy. He's making money, right? He's making pips. The market is going in their direction, right? So let's continue, everybody, and moving forward down, right? Moving forward down, and now sideways. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops! Now huge retracement, right? Looking here, huge retracement, and 1, 2, huge retracement here in 2. Huge retracement, one more. Hello, TradingView, how are you? Huge retracement. Now, one more, let's see, one more. Okay, one more, 1, 2, and bam. Now, what's the difference between those two? So the trader number 1 made 2 trades, right? He went 1 for 1, and he put his or her stop loss below or above the candlestick formations, and he won 2. Now the second trader, you know, it's a choice, right? Somebody could say, well, scalping is not going well for me. Well, you can put the stop loss if you want. It's a choice. You can put the stop loss above or below the trend lines, the long-term trend lines. Make sense? Now, what's the difference in here? If you are going to put the stop loss, everybody, above or below the long-term trend line, then you need to do something that the scalper, you know, doesn't have to. What is this? Trade management. Make sense? Why is that? Because we have a concept that it says don't let a winning trade, don't let a winner turn into a loser. So if this was the entry, right, from the both traders, and this is from the trader number 1, you know, he's going to put the stop loss above the candlestick formation, and this was the take profit. Trader number 2 would enter at the same place, but stop loss above the downtrend line. So now that the market retraced, how is his position? Is he in a losing position? The trader number 2 with the higher stop loss, you know, not bigger risk, just higher stop loss. Is his position losing, winning, break even? And let's continue here, right? With the same question. Question number 1, do we have a counter trend line break? And let's delete the arrow. Do we have a counter trend line break? And question number 2, is this or is this not a bearish candlestick formation? Passion, you are going too fast. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So let's go slowly. Questions to answer. For the trader number 2, which is the violet pink quadrants. Okay, let me make a new arrow. For the trader number 2, the pink, the violet quadrants, he opted to put the stop loss above the downtrend line. Okay, it's a choice. Okay, he said, okay, this doesn't work for me, not my style, too stressful, whatever, there is no right or wrong, and he made a choice, or she made a choice to put the stop loss above in here, which is okay, totally fine. Now, here is the question. If this kind of trader doesn't manage the position, you know, and when the market had made a deep retracement, like in here, and we are here by now, right? So how is this position, how this looks like to the trader? So is he or she, the violet line, is he or she now slightly in profit? Is he or she at break even, you know, or is he or she losing? Is the trade losing? Make sense, everybody? And remember, we also have the first trade from the second trader, which is the entry was here. He's still in a trade, right? But the market is here right now. So lesson today, what's the lesson? Unless we are scalping, unless we are not going to put the stop loss above or below the candlestick formation, I'm not going to say must because I'm not your father, everybody, but we should manage our trades. Make sense? We cannot let, at least in my opinion, we cannot let a winning trade, a winner become a loser. Make sense? Everybody, does this make sense to you? King Superstar, how are you? I like your nickname, everybody. King Superstar. I'm going to change my name to Fxpassion Superstar. I like your name, really. So what's the answer in here, Passion, what is best? There is no best, everybody. You need to understand that it's a different style, right? Somebody, it's better at putting the stop loss above or below the candlestick formation. This would be a scalper style, this would be an intraday trader, makes sense? Somebody else, like me, for example, this would be stressful, or maybe I'm not that good to spot entries, and I would go with the higher stop loss level, not higher risk, everybody. Okay, don't confuse the two, not higher risk, but higher stop loss. Okay, what prediction would it get up again? Great question. What do you think? So how can we manage? Makes sense. I think the break-even is a good option. So how can we manage, Well, one style, everybody, would be monitoring the highs and the lows. Make sense? So if we monitor highs and lows, this would be high to low, low to high, high to low. Make sense? This would be one style. There is no right or wrong. We have literally 25 plus styles. So if I'm the trader, with the stop loss up in here, and once I'm in profit, I would just cancel and replace my stop. Make sense? So I would move my stop from the trend line down to here. It's an option, okay? Not a rule. Or I can choose, everybody. It's a choice, and you need to backtest this for you. Okay, you need to backtest your strategy, everybody. Go on a demo account and backtest this. Or I can choose, say, no, I'm going to follow my rules. I don't care what, and I'm going to go with the trend lines. Make sense? Why with the trend lines? Because the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame. And until the market is still, so now this is the daily chart, until the market is still below the daily trend line, I should be safe. Make sense? Passion, this is too complicated. Go back to the streaming, go to my profile, go to the streaming page and start to watch lesson number 1. What is market structure, everybody? This is a course. Today's lesson 30. Okay, you have 30 hours of content where we are teaching you how the market works, what are the tricks. Okay, if this is your first time, if things are difficult to understand, please go back to the streams and start to watch lesson number 1. What is market structure? Send me emails. Okay, ask questions. Okay. Moving forward, okay, so let's make a poll, everybody. Who in here wants to go with the trend line, and who in here wants to go with cancel and replace? Which means that we are out from the first trade with a small profit. We are still in the second trade. Okay, those are two different trade management styles. There is no right or wrong. They are just different. Yes, but it looks to rise up. We don't have the crystal ball exactly right. It looks like it's going to move. So there is no right or wrong, everybody. What do you prefer, to leave the stop loss above the uptrend, the downtrend line, or do you want to get out with cancel and replace? Passion, I still don't understand. No problem. No problem. What are we talking here? This is the market. Making lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows, lower highs, right? Lower lows, lower highs. All right? This is the market. And we have a downtrend line that confirms that the market is in a downtrend. Okay? Let's go step by step. We are here to help you, everybody. Okay? Now, a trader would enter, let's say, in here, right? Okay? He's going to short the market somewhere in here. Now, this type of trader, trader number 2, he is not scalping, and this trader would say, okay, I'm going to go with the trend line. I'm going to go with the trend line. Answer and replace for me, okay. So I'm going to manage my trade with the trend line. Because until the market stays below the downtrend line, I should be safe. Make sense? But once the market starts to fall, right, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and the market, in order to move, it must wave. What does this mean? The market must also retrace time to time. Make sense? It cannot go straight down or straight up. It must retrace. Yes or yes? Yes or yes, everybody? The market must extend and it must retrace. It cannot move otherwise. So now I entered in here. This was my initial stop loss, right? So this was the entry sell. This was my entry, right? And the market is in here right now. Here is the market. Here is the market, the circle. Now, I need to, in between, I need to manage my trade, right? So what would be the trade management number 1? I'm going to move my stop loss according with the downtrend line. Make sense? What is the logic behind? Until the market stays below the downtrend line, I should be safe. Make sense? I mean, this is common sense, not that difficult, right? So even though the market changed the short-term trend from making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, start to making higher highs, higher lows, even though the market is changing the short-term trend, the market is moving, it's waving from extension into retracement. We are still in a downtrend. Agreed? This was the lesson about the difference between the relevant highs and lows and with the other highs and lows, right? Do we agree, everybody? It doesn't matter what the market is doing in between. Short term, long term, we are still in a downtrend. Agreed? Yes or yes? I mean, yes or no? Yes or yes or yes? Agreed, everybody? So we have short-term downtrend and we have the short-term uptrend in a retracement. Short-term downtrend, extension, short-term uptrend, retracement. But overall, until the market stays below the downtrend line, we are still in a downtrend. Agreed? Yes, okay. So I can choose as a beginner trader that I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to manage my trade according to the downtrend line. It's an option. It's a choice, right? But If I find out that my entries are not that good, what does this mean? This means that many times after I enter, the market stops me out on my time frame of choice. Okay, then I can opt not to manage the trade with the downtrend line, but once the market starts to move in my direction, I can cancel and replace my stop. This means that I would not go with the downtrend line. I would go with the highs and the lows. And as soon as the market makes a higher high, as King Superstar said, oh, it looks like it's going to go up, you know, maybe it's going to go, we don't know, we don't have the crystal ball, but this would be another trade management technique. Make sense? And passion, what is better? There is no better. I mean, those are two different, just different, you know. So if you're a beginner trader, everybody, try to backtest those two and try to find out for yourself which one is more suitable. King is saying, can I find an expert here who can help us teach well? We are going to start from 10,000. If you will join us as a friend or teaching expert, we will share profits. King, don't do this, my friend. You know, teaching you and you becoming a professional trader, those are two different things, my friend. Don't do this, I'm telling you. Okay? Don't play around with real money, everybody. Start with a demo account. You know, King, I can still teach you, but if you're talking about real money, don't do this. You're going to lose. Why is that? You know, why is that? Why am I... Psychology, real money, don't do this. You know, in our hedge fund, everybody, we have a rule. Prove yourself that you are consistently profitable. King, go on the demo account, prove yourself that you are consistently profitable for 3 months, no losers in between, and that you can answer why your strategy is losing, why your strategy is winning. Then you start small. Thank you, Alejo Pellegrini. Thank you very much. King, you are going to lose, I'm telling you. Don't do this. Okay? And don't ask, you know, teaching you, you learning something is something quite different from you being a trader. Okay? Allow yourself 2 or 3 years, you know, step by step, slowly to learn. We have friends in our area, some brokers offering this, but I'm not. It doesn't matter. Everybody who is a beginner trader, you know, we have experienced traders, you know, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years coming into the Forex course 202, the professional one, still not consistently profitable. Make sense, everybody? This course, Forex course 101, this is beginner stuff, everybody. So take some time, you know, allow yourself 1 year to learn the basics, which is what we're doing here. And then if you want, you can jump to the Forex course to the advanced one. When we're talking about institutional tools, trading. Trusting them, please teach me. I would be grateful to you. I have lost one in HIP website, that's why. Sure, just connect with me, King, not a problem. You know, Kado, what you said, it's all good news, believe me, you know. I was there too. I did the same mistakes, everybody. I lost accounts, real money. That's why I'm telling you, don't do this. I really got robbed by investment. Welcome to the club. Me too. I was robbed, stealed, raped financially. you know, we've been there. Don't worry. We, the old guys, don't worry, everybody. Welcome to the club. But I'm telling you, you know, 90% it's all about education. You know, who is your trainer? Who is your coach? Who is your broker? You know, who is your partner? Makes sense? A lot goes with education. Okay? So King, connect with me and we can talk, right? But forget about placing real money for the next 2-3 years. Unless you can prove it to yourself and hopefully to your master, to your coach, that you are consistently profitable, on a demo account. Brother, it's really hurting what I do. I'm out of mind what to do. Calm down, it's nothing new in the world, right? But you need to grow, right? You need to grow, you need to accept, okay, I did some mistakes, right? It was my fault. We need to accept responsibilities, right, everybody? And just move forward. Okay, back to class, everybody. So back in here, right? Just in conclusion, for somebody said, oh, it's too complicated. Those are two different trade management styles. There is no right or wrong. You can go with a downtrend line, or you can go with cancel and replace. Okay. So let's go back to our traders and let's see how this is going to play out. And we are almost out. So Lucas said, well, I'm going to go with cancel and replace. So Lucas, you are not in the trade anymore. Okay. Anybody else? Here is the question. How would you manage the trade? Lucas said I would go with cancel and replace. So Lucas, you would be stopped out with break even. So you are not in the second trade anymore. Anybody else? Is anybody in here who wants to go with the stop loss that goes above the downtrend line? And next question, now that we have a higher high here, we are still here, right? We are below the downtrend line. Now here is the question. Question number one, do we have a counter trend line break? And question number two, do we have a bearish candlestick formation? Question number three, would you enter this trade? Okay, everybody, we need to move forward. Okay, I'm almost out of time. So let's see how this is going to play out, right? So answer number one, no, we don't have a trend line counter trend line break, not yet. We don't have a closed body candle. Number two, is this a bearish candlestick formation? Yes, it is. Should we enter? Most likely not. Why not? Because we don't have a counter trend line break, right? So let's see how this is going to happen. And let's see with the second trader, right? And what about now? Do we have a counter trend line break in here? Do we have a counter trend line break in here? So what you can see, everybody, what you should learn today, beginner traders, is that there is no right or wrong, right? Lucas said, okay, I'm going to go with cancel and replace, right? He was stopped out at break even, not a problem. Why not? Because Lucas can re-enter here again, right? So we have now trader number one, trader number two, and Lucas that can re-enter. So the trader in violet who is managing the stop loss with the downtrend line, he or she can re-enter again. This would be the third trade right now. And clone. And watch these webinars, everybody, 2 or 3 times. There is a lot of information our brain cannot remember. Yes, we have a counter trend line break. Alvis, not yet. Yes, sir, correct. So, and the trader number one, right, who has 2 winners already. So the yellow one now would go. So this is the yellow one right now. He would go 1 for 1, one more time. 1 for 1 and clone, right? 1 for 1. He would go something like this. Okay. I need to move forward, everybody. Let's see what is going to happen. Down, sideways, down, up, up, sideways, down, whoops, against us, you know. Let's see, you know, moving forward, down, up, down. And remember, Lucas is managing the trade with cancel and replace, right? What does this mean? This means that Lucas is going to have the stop loss every time that the market makes a lower low, right? Lucas would move the stop loss to the most recent high. And let's see if the market is moving, right? Moving down. And so trader number 2, here is the winner. This is the winner of the trader number 2. The first trade, profit, bam. We are almost at the second one, which is here, second trade for the trader number 2, right? And Lucas is, you know, moving forward, right? And bam, here we go. Trade number 1, trader number 2, winners. Winners 2, losers equal to 0, right? Let's move forward, everybody. And we are where? We are here. Moving forward. Okay, come on, and bam. Everybody, what did you learn today? So all of the traders were winners. We have 0 losers, right? Maybe it's a coincidence. We have losers time to time, everybody. Winner 3 and losers 1, right? And we have Lucas here. Lucas, winner equals to 1. Okay, everybody, what did you learn today on how to sell bearish candlestick formations in a downtrend? But with cancel and replace, would I increase my risk? No, sir, you don't increase your risk. This is a conversation for another lesson, everybody. Okay. Yes, you can build a position with cancel and replace. Okay, but no, you don't increase your risk. I learned patience, yes, sir. Remember, everybody, those are different trade management styles. You have a same entry, different stop loss. With a different stop loss, you are going to manage your trade differently. Okay, everybody, my time is up. I'm sorry, I need to go. See you back tomorrow. Okay, until tomorrow, stay strong and trade with passion. This is Fxpassion signing off.